From the Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium, it is the ICTN Game of the Week. Crosstown rivals. It's the Irving Tigers and the MacArthur Cardinals. Hey everybody, Rob Willman with you. John Nelson will be calling tonight's game. And to say this could be a defensive struggle, might be a little understatement there. Both of these teams having a lot of trouble scoring. So, you know the old cliche, whoever scores the most wins. Well, definitely tonight, whoever offense shows up, that's going to be the difference in this. The Irving Tigers with 78 points overall in 7 games. That's like a touchdown, just barely over a touchdown a ball game. And then MacArthur, they haven't even cracked 70 overall, so they're having trouble scoring as well. So whoever comes up with the most points and can get that offense in gear, there's your key. The standings, oh, what a showdown tonight between DeSoto and Duncanville. Both teams a perfect 7-0. They play each other tonight. The Grand Prairie schools, 3rd and 4th respectively, and the Gophers almost upset the Warriors a couple of weeks ago at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. Then you got Cedar Hill. They're not used to being that low in the standings. And then you've got Irving, Nimitz, and MacArthur. So the Irving Tigers looking for their 2nd district win. The MacArthur Cardinals looking for their 1st district win tonight. It's a little chilly. A cool front has blown through. We got a little gusty winds out of the north. We'll see what the winds have tonight on the field position play, or whether or not they'll try to kick field goals with the wind to their back. The Tigers looking to even this all-time series at 26 apiece. Irving won the very first meeting back in 1966 by a score of 20-14. The Tigers will receive. They're in the all-white. The Cardinals in the black, and with the call, John Nelson.
All right, Rob. Pedro Yavarino has it teed off for the Cardinals. It is a short, compressed kickoff, and fielded by one of the upmen at the 18-yard line. Goes sideways to the 30. That's number 30, Carlos Avery, a defensive back. And Avery crosses a 30 and banged hard out of bounds near the 34-yard line. As Rob mentioned, it is a cold, blustery, late autumnal evening here, close to Halloween. Wind chill in the 40s. As we say, a good night to get popped, and there will be a lot of contact tonight. City championship on the line. 46 degrees at kickoff.
Nice humidity, clear. Feels like the temp pretty much. Saw Coach Bennett before the ball game, asked him if he's going to roam the sidelines. I said, no, it's cold.
I've been there, done that too many times. DJ Stevenson with a 40% completion rate. Operates from the gun, 1st and 10 Irving, overall at 2-5, 1-3 in district play. And Stevenson hands off to Miles over the right side, has 10, 15, Miles down the far side. James Miles, 20, 10, and Miles takes it all the way, 67 yards on the first play of the game. James Miles now goes over 400 yards on the year, scores his 4th rushing touchdown. And what a way, Rob, to start for the Irving Tigers.
Man, when he got the edge, it was see you later. And he got some good blocks by receivers on the corner, and it was just a foot race. And once he got the edge, the safeties didn't have the angle, and Mr. Miles takes it to the house on the first carry of the ball game.
23 seconds in, it is 6-0 Irving. Number 31, Contreras on the PAT was a little late in coming on, but they got that sorted out, had the right personnel. And Adrian Contreras boots it through, and a 7-0 start for the Irving Tigers, averaging 150 yards per game, almost half of it on this first carry.
Nothing very fancy, just a dive right, but the 2 corners, look, they got caught up right there. And when he cut the corner, there wasn't nothing left there. And he was being chased by Marion Smith, and Marion just couldn't catch up to him. Watch the block on the outside right there. That's all it took. A nice block by Micah Brooks. He didn't have to level the guy. He just had to get in his way. And Brooks got in his way, and then Miles did the rest, and everybody's happy on the sidelines.
Miles had that 139-yard rushing game earlier this year against Little Elm. And the senior has given the Irving Tigers the lead. And the PAT by Contreras, 7-0. And the Cardinals will have the wind at their back. Jaquan Lewis is back there, middle deep. Demetrius Chairs, number 9. So Coach Mullins down early, 7-0. The Cardinals 1-6 overall, giving up 34 points a game. Tigers come in, as Rob said, averaging 11.
Plus, that gets the goose egg off the scoreboard. They have been shut out in back-to-back games just twice in the last 74 years, and the latest this year after the Warriors and the Eagles shut them out.
Into the win, Luis Morales as the ball blows off the tee, so he'll set it up again.
You know, they usually give them one more shot at that. If it falls off again, the officials usually ask for a holder. They said, we have enough of the shenanigans.
Tigers won this game last year in a close one, 27-21. As Morales hits a spinner, it bounds at the 18, goes out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Nobody near it, and that's where the Cardinals begin.
It's probably not what De La Torre wanted. Probably wanted the pooch kick, but probably didn't want it angled so much to the side. They'll move it 5 more yards.
So here come the Cardinals. On offense, Brian Lopez, the man under, with a 43% completion rate. Lopez has thrown for 2, has also served up a couple of interceptions. Tigers giving up 29 points defensively through the first 7 weeks of the season from the 26-yard line. Right side and leveled as DJ Stevenson, the outside linebacker, just blows through the running back and a loss of a yard.
Not a lot of room for Mr. Lynch. Stevenson just shot across the line of scrimmage and really tattooed him pretty good. You know, these rivalries, these inter-city games, the kids just seem to be a step faster and hit just a tad harder.
Corinne Lynch, sophomore running back beside Harden. And the fake ball slips out of the hand, and Harden able to fall on it back at the 22-yard line, a loss of 8. Almost scooped up by Quintanilla, number 27, but Lopez had a tough time to reel it back in.
That's like one of those NFL film follies that you see. Watch this. Whoop! This comes right out of his pocket, and Quintanilla was right there to fall on him.
Lopez able to locate it. They officially mark it as a loss of 7, so it's 3rd and 17. Lopez scrambles, rolls out, throws on the run, and the high ball a little bit too high for number 9, Demetrius Chairs, the junior receiver, who comes in with 8 catches for over 100 yards. And the Cardinals will have to punt it away on their first possession.
Three and out for the Cards, something that the Tigers wanted to see happen, so they can play, well, I can't say ball control since Miles went 67 yards on 1 carry, but that's when you know your defensive guys are doing their job, when they get a 3 and out.
Harden stays in punt formation, fields a high snap, penalty marker dropped. Rodney Lawton back deep, watches it bounce, continues to roll inside the 30 and down at the 26, but a penalty flag all the way back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it could be an offsides against Irving, so it's courting whether Mullins wants to re-kick, and I don't think he would. I mean, that thing goes all the way down to the, 25.5-yard line.
With the wind and a favorable bounce of about 14 more yards.
Yep, offsides as Randy Daniel is the referee tonight.
Offside penalty on the Tigers is declined.
And so that is 1 penalty refused, and Irving will have the ball for just the 2nd time.
Now, defensively, both teams do give up their fair share of yardage.
Offensively, Cueva, Elrod, Basham, Barrios, and Navarez. Your guys up front, Stevenson, we talked about Miles, Quintanilla, Neal, Millen, and Lawton. Skilled players.
Cardinals giving up 358 yards defensively. Second play from scrimmage for the Irving Tigers. DJ Stevenson gives to Miles the same play he scored on, and Miles dragged down at about the 28-yard line.
Defensively, for MacArthur tonight, Gibson, Bonilla, Burris. The linebackers, there's 4 of them. Singleton, he's the guy to keep an eye on, number 33. The corners, Sherman and Sanders, your safeties, Fly and Smith.
Stevenson likes to go to Solomon Neal, number 82. Also Rodney Lawton, number 11. Both receivers wide left on 2nd and 8. Stevenson has thrown 5 this year, has been picked off 4 times. On the option toss to Miles, trying to get to the edge, and Miles takes a tackler with him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Tough running for the senior running back.
And picked up about 7, lowered his shoulder, and of that 7, picked up about 3 just by bruising his way down that sideline.
Cardinals this year at home with a record of 1-2. They need a couple of yards, 3rd and short. And again, twin receivers on either side. Solomon, the widest wide out to the near side, number 82. Cards put 5 in the box on 3rd and short. Miles, and didn't get it. Stacked up at the 35. Ball came loose, but the whistle blew, and it comes up about a yard short. It'll be 4th down.
Maybe a yard. Needed 2.5, and a good surge defensively by the line. First guy to hit him, number 32, Blake Burris, a sophomore, defensive end, 6'5", 235. Kind of refreshing to see Coach Mullins and his coaching staff actually give the height and the weight on his roster. Man, that is a lost, I don't want to say art, but something that we don't see very often in high school football. Oh, a little trickery here.
Tigers on 4th and 1. Luis Morales in punt formation, and that's enough of that. Timeout taken here. 8:24 to go in the first. Coach De La Torre and
well, what I love about these games is that they keep all their trick plays something out of the ordinary. They wait and they leave it for these games, and so we get to see something we haven't seen all year. That last punt formation, they overloaded the left. They sent 3 guys in motion from the right side to the left side. Either it was a trick play up their sleeve or they were trying to force the Cardinals to make a move and jump off sides. And you look at De La Torre on that particular shot we have from up top, and he's talking to his coaches upstairs, but he was also looking off to his right shoulder to see what the Cardinals would do with their special teams. They're sending 2 back. That means there's only 9 up at the line of scrimmage.
And Morales drops back again in punt formation. One of the 2 men back deep. Charles Sherman, number 19, to the near side.
Too early for a trick play, right, John?
Too early and leading 7-0. You have it at the 35-yard line, and a little bit too cozy. They try to draw them off sides here with a hard count. The Cardinals put 9 across the D-line. Play clock down to 5. A running punt straight up. Not much distance. Will hit near the 45-yard line. Takes a roll of a couple of yards and down at the Cardinal 38. So the second possession for the Cards, who had to punt on their first series.
Irving used about 2 minutes. Did not get a first down of the deal. I kind of like they had the up back Miles with the hard count. First time he used both arms, and like he's flying away, he just made those arms go down real hard to hope to get the offsides, and then barked out and moved his body. But well coached and well done by the Cards.
Trying to distract anyone he could to jump across the neutral zone. Corinne Lynch, the running back near Harden, or Lopez, Brian Lopez, looks, fires. It is a little bit too tall, off the fingertips of number 9, Demetrius Chairs. Chairs was double covered at about midfield. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That was Frost on coverage, and when you play teams like this that's pretty much run-oriented, or if it's an offense that has trouble connecting via the pass, you can really get away going man-to-man. But that football, if it had been delivered right on the money, there was no deep help from the safety. He had the whole goal line in front of him.
2nd and a dime for the Cards at their own 38, trailing 7-0. Lopez with a fake will carry it out and be tossed to the turf at the 40. Gains a hard couple of yards. In the area, Jordan Frost, the defensive left end.
Second time we've talked about Jordan tonight. He pretty much keyed on the quarterback. You get that a lot from the defensive ends. The coach will just say, look, you key on the quarterback regardless, and we'll have our linebackers come up and clean things up.
Nwama to one side. Tyson Harden, number 8, to the near side on 3rd and 8. Tigers this year giving up well over 300 yards defensively. Irving coming off that loss to the number 4 team in the state last week, DeSoto, 28-0. And our second timeout was to delay a game. Saw the play clock down to 3. Thought they could get it off, but took a little bit too long.
First penalty against the Cardinals tonight as we're about halfway through the first quarter.
It'll cost them 5, set up 3rd and 13 from the 35.
You think the hot chocolate sales will be up tonight?
Maxwell House and Swiss Miss.
Marshmallows extra.
3rd and long from the 35. Lopez from the gun. Pump fake to the left, looking for the screen. He dials number 26. That's Lynch near the near side. Lynch crosses midfield, has a first down, plows ahead to the 46.
Hold everything. I think we have a hanky back at the 30. And it appears this could be against MacArthur.
Yeah, the referee, Randy Daniel, at the 35. And the motion will cost them 5, set up 3rd and 18. Instead of a first down at the Irving 46-yard line, it's 3rd and 18 at the Cardinal 30.
That hurts for MacArthur. I mean, that was a well-designed play. Faked one way, Lynch snuck out of the backfield on the weak side toward the sideline, near sideline. Set up a really nice screen play.
Mac leads his all-time series, 26 wins, 25 losses, and have won 4 of the last 6. From the 30 on 3rd and 18, Lopez out on the left flat. It is caught 35 and nudged out of bounds near the 38-yard line. They still need a ton to collect a first down, and here comes the punt team. Drive started at the 38. It comes to a halt at the 37. Number 6, Anthony Union. Back deep for Irving. There he is at the 21-yard line. Tyson Harden in punt formation. Josh Howell, his blocker, in front. Unloads. It's a knuckler. Hits at the 30. Scooped up. And nowhere to go. The whole team converging at the 24-yard line. Just pick a number.
Everyone but the punter.
Anthony Union just surrounded by black shirts. Nice punt coverage by the Cardinals, trailing 7-0. Going to officially mark it at the 25. So the third possession for the Tigers. A 67-yard touchdown run to begin tonight's game by James Miles. There's a return man, Anthony Union, one of 17 juniors for head coach Aaron Delatorre in year number 6.
Well, John, will we see our first pass by the Tigers?
Well, Micah Brooks is wide right, and all by his lonesome Solomon Neal to the left. Throwing into about a 15-mile-an-hour wind from the 25. Stevenson, they'll keep it on the ground. He'll ride it straight ahead and lost the football to the 26-yard line. Lost it, and number 11 comes up with it. Gerald Fly, the free safety.
Well, it looked pretty harmless at first from this angle. He faked it to Miles, pulls out, and right there, well done. It's the guy we talked about earlier, Kenneth Singleton, the senior linebacker, one of the key players on this defensive unit for Coach Mullins, and did a great job of knocking that out of the breadbasket, and they've got great field position.
From the 25-yard line, right between the hash marks, trailing 7-0. Great opportunity now for the Cards. Lopez sends a man in motion, looking over the middle, fires, and it's a little short at the footsteps at the 5-yard line to Demetrius Chairs. He had Chairs open on the post pattern.
He did, John, and I was watching Harden warm up before the ball game, and sometimes he just doesn't step into the throw well enough. He's throwing off that back foot. Did that a little bit there, and it just didn't get to him.
2nd and 10 from the 25. Avery guarding Harden wide right. On 2nd and long, running play to the 20, and no more. Did he lose a football?
Yeah, Lynch fumbled.
Lynch lost the handle, and the Tigers come up with it. Giveaway takeaway here in the last minute and a half.
Jared Wheeler, number 54, comes up with it. It's Lynch right up the middle, and I think it's also Wheeler that strips the ball. It is. So not only did Wheeler strip it, he got it. He was spun around after the tackle, and there was the pigskin right in his lap, so he caused the fumble and gets the fumble.
Jared Wheeler, he'll be back next year. So the Cards give it right back to the Tigers at the Irving 21-yard line. An exchange of 4 yards. 6:14 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Irving on top. Tigers trying to go to 2 and 3 in district play. Miles straight ahead over right guard and collects a couple of yards.
Well, MacArthur has done a good job of adjusting after that 67-yard touchdown run. His last 4 carries has netted him 11 yards in just 4 carries after that 67-yard romp to begin the game for the Tigers on their first possession.
Trey Austin also in as a setback, number 14. 2nd and a little less than 9. They show blitz, and here come the Cards on 2nd down. Stevenson being hounded, just underhand toss. There's Austin, who we just talked about, and Austin piled up at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of about 6. Well diagnosed by the right side of that Cardinal defense.
Sometimes it's better just to toss it at their feet. He's like, here, you take it.
3rd and 15. DJ Stevenson, 378 yards of passing, has 1 rushing touchdown. Play clock down to 4. Can they get it off?
No, Delatorre's going to call time.
3rd and 15.
No.
They do get it off with a 0 showing, and Stevenson under duress and high load at the 20. Gain of about 4 yards. It'll be 4th down. Lucky to get the play off.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I had my eyes on Delatorre on the far sideline. He went rushing to the side judge. I thought he was going to call time, but MacArthur has done a really good job of penetrating the line and putting a lot of pressure on DJ. DJ had the same problems against Nimitz. It seems like he could never have enough time to get rid of the football.
Hard not to spot Luis Morales with the bright yellow shoes, kicker / punter. Sherman back deep, unloads, and fielded at the 48-yard line to the near side, crossing midfield, 45-40. Outside the numbers, 30 down the sideline and nudged out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Nice return for the Cards with 3:49 to go in the first.
Well, they get back in Tiger territory with a nifty little punt return.
And that's where they do mark him out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Cardinals coming off a 20-12 loss to Grand Prairie. Before that, a 51-0 whitewash to Cedar Hill. Their only win came in week 1 right here against the Garland Owls, a 14-3 winner. From the 27, 1st and 10 Redbirds. Lopez, play action, looking, fires. It is intercepted and dropped out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Trying to get it in the direction of Reyes. Number 12, Jacob Reyes.
Brian just waits too long to get rid of the football. Now, throw it now. Throw it now. And by the time he tries to get it out there, it enabled the Tiger defender, Kirkland, or the new Kirkland, number 13, to come in there and strip it away.
Played it nicely, Kevin Kirkland. The free safety, 2nd and 10 from the 27. Straight ahead, inside the 25, dragged down at the 24-yard line. On top of him is Sebastian Ibarra, number 41.
They have 2 running backs, Peoples and Lynch, 25-26. You got to really look hard to make sure that 5's not a 6 and vice versa. So that was Peoples' first carry of the night, good about 3 yards.
Peoples, a junior. Lynch, a sophomore. 3rd and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Behind the block as Lopez, having to vamp, carries it all the way to the other side inside the 15 and is taken out of bounds. It may be a horse collar at the 12-yard line. They'll tack on more yardage.
Well, he gets the first down. That's their first down of the ball game. And like you said, that's going to be a horse collar after he picked up about 13 yards on the carry. Showed a little speed there.
Yeah, he did. The left side was shut down, had to run to the near side about 20 yards to get the first down. Then the flag on the takedown out of bounds.
That'll be half the distance. Should put the ball around the 6.
Again, tonight's referee is Randy Daniel.
Randy not mic'd up tonight. There's the officials.
It's too cold.
Amos, Moody, Collinsworth, Dolman, Mathis, Shearer, and Banks. Now it looks like he has the mic on him. You can read his lips. Horse collar, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Look how far he has to run though, Rob. I mean, he picks up a couple of blocks at about the 20. And the pull down makes it 1st and goal at the 6. And timeout taken by Irving. So Coach Delatorre using his 2nd timeout, or is it an official's timeout to mark a change? That's what it is on the far side. They've got it marked at the 6. No timeout. Back to play here. 1st and goal. Number 25, Kenneth Peoples, in there now at the running back spot. Peoples now shifting over. Lopez will hand it off to Peoples and drop in the backfield, stacked up at the 11-yard line.
Well, once again, the big guy up front, Jordan Tinglin, who's had just a really good year. Delatorre says he has really turned things on, and Peoples, look right there, he's coming up to clean up the mess. He was even being held by the fullback and still was able to make the tackle.
Was feeling the heat. It's a loss of 4 yards. 2nd and goal from the 10. Peoples stays in there, number 25. 2 receivers wide left. This play goes to the right, caught at the 10 and yanked down at the 8-yard line. Trying to get some extra yardage as Reyes, number 12. But they'll mark him down at that spot. It'll set up 3rd and goal. They started at the 6. Line of scrimmage now at the 7-yard line. And again, Lopez looking over to the near side. Head coach Ronnie Mullins. And a penalty flag dropped by the referee, an illegal substitution. They have 11, but they were a little late in getting that 11th man on. It's a wide receiver. It'll cost him 5 yards. That's too bad. That mooch is back where they didn't want to be.
Well, they got so close, and then that one running play kind of blew up on them, and now the illegal substitution pushes them back past the 10, and you got to score.
3rd and goal from the 13-yard line. Low snap, bobble by Lopez, picks it up, trying to make some yardage, and Lopez carries it to the 11-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal. And here come the skill people. Jacob Reyes.
Hold everything. I think we have a penalty flag. About to say Tingland did an outstanding job once again of keeping the quarterback pinned in. Legal procedure call will be declined. And Mullins is going to try to go for the 3 points. Put some points on the board.
Yeah, Pedro Yavarino, junior kicker, will attempt a 20. Well, now wait a minute. Now he's got it down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a 28-yard field goal attempt. Virtually no angle at all with the wind. So Yavarino trying to get the Cards on the board here from 28 yards out. Motion in the line, no flags. A high snap pulled down by the wide receiver, running to the near side and dragged down at the 19-yard line. Paul Williams had him tracked all the way, number 6, as they botched the field goal attempt. No flags, at least I don't see one on the near side. And the ball should go over.
Last few
Boyd him on the far side, Ron, near the 11-yard line.
They might have caught Irving offsides. You know, they were jumping around at the count.
Flag on the far side near the 10. Well, they did draw him off. At 5 yards makes it a little more manageable. 1:03 to go in the first quarter. Pedro Yavarino. That penalty will carry it down near the 7-yard line. So instead of 28, it'll be a 23-yard field goal attempt, and again with no angle at all, just a long extra point. Trying to make it a 7-3 contest. Spotted, up, and through, and the Cards on the board with 58 seconds to go in the opening stanza. It is 7-3 Irving.
Well, good news for the Cardinals to get some points on the board. Get the goose egg off of there, and the Tigers defensive unit comes off, holding the opposition to just 3. Points are at a premium for these teams this year. So anytime you can get some points on the board, I think it's very important. You don't leave anything on the field. You don't know when the next time is you're going to get there.
Rob, what about the city championship? I mean, this game big in more ways than one.
It is for Irving. You know, you take your victories where you can, and they will try to win the city championship for the first time since 2013.
Tigers won the first game ever in this series back in 1966. A 2014 winner that night. Tigers last year finished 2-8 overall. Oh, there's your third baseman.
Yep, Trevor Story right in the middle. Shortstop. And the pros coming home to watch the Tigers play. And on his right, our left, that is Coach Delatorre's son, Alex Delatorre. As Trevor come to see his Irving Tigers.
Now, what a start he had a couple of years ago. 5 home runs in the first 2 weeks of the season for the Rockies. Kickoff is taken at the 16-yard line, crossing the 25 and crossing the 30, and nudged out of bounds is Dalvin Jumper, number 29.
This is pretty much Colorado weather, isn't it?
In April, yeah. Start of the season.
They've already got snow up there in some places in Colorado.
5th possession for the Tigers here in the first quarter. They lead 7-3. The Colorado missed, I think, the second wild card spot by just a game this year. They got in the National League West, had 3 of them. Dodgers, Arizona, and the Rockies. Came close 3 years ago. From the 31, 1st and 10. Going into the wind. Draw play, Miles twisted down at the 35. Gain of 4. And again, Miles on the first play from scrimmage. Scampered 67 yards. Jose Feliciano is number 80. He had switched jerseys, was number 81. Now back to number 80, the sophomore. Got that?
I do.
See if it holds for the last game of the year.
He's the little slot back, the little Wes Welker type guy that returned that punt and tried the fake field goal.
2nd and 6, and Miles dropped at the 28.
Kenneth Singleton again, 33. Man, the senior will be missed as part of that defensive unit. He is so important to stopping the running game, and he always seems to have just one quicker step than the guy that's lined up in front of him.
And that is the last play of the first quarter. The two teams will flip fields as we go to the second quarter. Our score, MacArthur 7, Irving 7, rather, MacArthur 3. So the two teams change ends on this blustery night. Wind chill in the 40s. It's 3rd and 13 for the Tigers. They have the wind. They lead 7-3 on 3rd and long and hold everything as soon as Stevenson takes a snap looking towards the direction of Miles. 3 flags dropped a little bit early.
Plus Miles might have also move forward at the snap. That would have come back because of him anyway, so.
5-yard penalty makes it 3rd and 18.
Nimitz on the road tonight. They're at the Gopher Warrior Bowl taking on South. Warriors in the thick of things in the playoffs. Very fortunate to defeat their arch rivals 2 weeks ago. South barely defeated Grand Prairie High 16-14. Late safety gave him the win. In fact, South had fumbled inside their own 10, and Grand Prairie had recovered, but the officials said they inadvertently blew the whistle.
Stevenson empties the backfield, is being hounded, and just throws it down at the feet of Kevin Kirkland, number 13.
That's smart. See, that's smart. Know where to go. Don't do anything stupid. You've got the lead. Just throw it down in the ground. Throw it toward Kirkland. They're trying to maybe to set up a screen. You see Kirkland from the slot trying to go underneath it, and had some guys out in front of him, but play took just a little bit too long to develop. Those timing plays, you've got to be spot on. And here's that overloaded left side, John, on the punt.
Hoping for a deep punt here on 4th and 18. Here comes a rush. It is low, end over end. Feliciano tracks it down at the 20. Looking for a couple of blocks. Feliciano breaks the tackle at the 30 and tight ropes it out of bounds near the 40-yard line. About a 19-yard return for number 80, Jose Feliciano, the sophomore.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some speed out there. So that put him about their 42.
So now the Cardinals have to go into the wind. And Hassan, now the quarterback, number 14, Ibrahim Hassan, a junior. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes this year. Karen Lynch back in as a sophomore running back. So a new backfield for the Cards.
I think they're just trying to do something to get the offense ignited.
Trying to stir the pot here.
Well, Hassan's got a pretty good arm.
From the gun. He will give it to Lynch, plow straight ahead, and Lynch finds it tough going, stacked up at the 40, gains a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Tigers are doing a good job plugging the inside between the tackles. Of course, when you've got Jordan Tingland in there, it really helps to anchor your line, and also Jared Wheeler. Both of those guys, the defensive tackles, make it hard to run up the middle.
Cardinal offensive line this year averages about 245. 3 of the starting 5 are back next year. 2nd and 9. Hassan throws out in the flat and almost tipped away, almost intercepted and caught in a loss of yardage.
Well, Avery was right there. He read that one pretty well. Talk about plays that sometimes take too long to develop, and boy, that was a dangerous pass. And you know, you can go back and look at the tape later, but you know what? If I'm Chairs, I'm like, just drop it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look, it's
an 8-yard loss.
Yeah.
3rd and 17, just underway in the 2nd quarter. Tigers holding on to a 7-3 lead. And the Irving Tigers, as if they knew that play was coming straight ahead, they had 3 players, including number 9, DJ Stevenson, in the area. Number 28, Jordan Frost as well.
Not a lot of room for Lynch to run.
They just disappeared into the line.
And the Tigers have really controlled the interior here in the first half.
Harden in punt formation. Anthony Union, number 6, back deep, standing near his own 41-yard line. Has to get it off in a hurry.
Got a whistle. Got a penalty. It looked like Josh Howell, number 4, moved. He's the up man. He's the blocking back for the punter. And he moved before the snap.
So that'll cost them 5, which means Union will now come up near the 45-yard line. Tyson Harden standing at the 10 and just hoping for a decent punt here into the wind and try to hold the Tigers at bay on 4th and long. Goes sideways, almost hit his down lineman in the back, and will be down at the 46-yard line of MacArthur.
Well, if you're Irving, keep this trend up. Swap field position. They gained, what, 16 yards?
Yeah, right at that.
In their last change of possession. You just keep moving it down, and it makes for a shorter field for your offense.
So Coach Delatorre in year number 6. The squad finished 1-6 in district last year, trying to go to 2-3 this year from their own 46-yard line. Stevenson and Miles in the backfield, and this is Miles, and Miles stood up and planted at the 42-yard line by Noah Gibson.
Gibson read that, and pretty much MacArthur starting to stack the line a little bit defensively, putting more men in the box. Get burned by Miles once, but after that, he has not hurt them at all.
It's a loss of 3, 2nd and 13 from the 43. Neal among the 2 receivers wide left near the top of your screen. As Stevenson throws towards Neal, he kind of split the defenders at the 35-yard line. Also in the area, number 12, Cabello.
Yeah, and he took a really hard hit. He got caught right in the seam, and the DB peeled off on his man and went right for the ball, and number 12, Cabello, just got hit really hard on the shoulder. Popped back up, but now he's going to go on the sideline and take a breather. Also Lawton, as Delatorre kind of alternates those wideouts.
Damian Millen, number 17, in as a receiver on 3rd and 13. Here's Stevenson, the toss to Millen, a throwback screen, and intercepted at the 39-yard line. They tried to go back to the quarterback, and the Cardinals have it picked off.
It was almost like, look what I found, as the linebacker, Blake Burris, number 32. Watch, they give to their backup quarterback, actually, which is Millen. He doesn't put enough air on it. And there's Blake. He turns around and says, look what I found. Turnover number 2 by Irving, and it gives MacArthur their best field position of the night.
Tried to swing it out to Stevenson in the left flats, and Blake Burris, the sophomore, picks it off. 1st and 10, Cards at the Tiger 32.
Second best. They recovered a fumble at the 25, but then they turned around and fumbled it right back. So second best field position. 2 turnovers both times, and Irving's into the field.
And Lopez back in there at the quarterback spot. He will keep it, and Lopez hit hard at the 30.
Maybe 2 yards on the play. Thing about a quarterback, you know, even as there's the young man who came up with the interception, Blake Burris, a sophomore, 6'5", 235. So there's the future for you Cardinal fans.
8 minutes, clock moving here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 8 for the Cardinals. Lopez, and Lopez double teamed at the 29, crunched down. I mean, that was a crunch. Number 41, Sebastian Ibarra.
So easy for us up top here to say, oh, you should have gone this way or that. We'll say it anyway, though. He had, Lopez had some room on the right corner.
Second guessers that we are.
We are. He tried to cut it up the middle, and that's where the pursuit caught up with him. But he had that right corner. He had some opening.
3rd and 5. Jalen Hall, running back, number 23, alongside Lopez. Lopez looking left and overshoots Harden at the 20-yard line on 3rd and 5. Harden guarded one-on-one by Dalvin Jumper, number 29. It'll be 4th down. Got to try and go for it here. You're at the 27-yard line of Irving. You're trailing 7-3, and got to try to make something happen here on 4th down. 4th and 5. Lopez looks, fires, caught in traffic at the 18-yard line. Caught in front of Kevin Kirkland, number 9, Demetrius Chairs. So they convert on 4th and 5.
Well done, just a slant, plants the foot. They gave him plenty of room in the seam. And that's only the 2nd first down for MacArthur tonight.
At the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 Cards. 3 receivers wide right. Jalen Hall, number 23, still in there as a running back. And this is Hall, turns the corner, 10. Hall inside the 5 and scores. Jalen Hall tiptoes 17 yards. And the Cards have the lead. All set up by the interception of Blake Burris.
Well, they came in and they hit him with some speed. And you know the old saying, speed kills. And when he got the corner, you saw the sideline started erupting and jumping up and down. They knew he had the opportunity to score. And Jalen Hall, the junior, all 5'9" of him, gives the Cardinals the lead.
Pedro Yeverino will try to make it 10-7. Irving almost jumped across, spotted, up, and just inside the left upright, able to tuck it in there. And the extra point is good by Everino.
Watch Hall, just like a little give to the left. He thought about going between the tackles, and he bumped outside and then went against the grain inside and comes up with the touchdown. Watch it ground level, dive left, ball on the left arm, doesn't change it, keeps an eye out on the pursuit. And by the time big number 54, Wheeler, caught up with him, it was too late. And they're seeing red in MacArthur.
Jalen Hall's first touchdown of the year. The Cardinals are the home team tonight. And they lead for the first time at 10-7. Short 32-yard drive.
It was in 5 plays, used about 2 minutes. Capped off by Jalen Hall's 17-yard run. And, you know, 2 other big plays had to happen before that, John. They had to make it on 4th down, had to connect on a pass for once, and they did. And then, of course, the interception by Burris before it gave them the short field inside Irving's into the field with the INT.
So Everino will take a short 2-step approach. His teammates ready. And here is the short compressed kickoff. It is caught at the 29-yard line. This is Miles coming right. Miles crosses the 35 and cut down near the 36-yard line.
Well, it's a nice special team play by Leo Rodriguez. Another one of those sophomores for Coach Mullins. 5'9", 160. Not a lot of size out there, but he does have the speed. And the Tigers with decent field position past their own 35 and plenty of time. 2 timeouts, over 6 minutes on the clock.
Noah Gibson, last man to come on defensively for the Cards. 1st and 10, Irving. They spot it closer to the 38, so possession number 7 here in the first half.
Yeah, they had like 5 possessions just in the first quarter. A lot of 3 and outs early.
Stevenson, and that's Union. Union angles over left guard and tackled at the 40. A short 2-yard pickup by junior Anthony Union. Micah Brooks stays in there as a wide receiver. Clock winding down to the 6-minute mark, 10-7. Cardinals on top. Senior DJ Stevenson at the helm. Union to the left. And Union crosses midfield, has the first down, shouldered out of bounds at the Cardinal 48.
And a 14-yard pickup. And it's almost their answer to what Jalen Hall did for MacArthur. You bring in someone with fresh legs and a little faster. Try to take advantage of tired bodies up front on the defensive side.
Hey, imitation, the sincerest form.
That's what they call the NFL, a copycat league, right? So
football flattery.
Yeah, it can just be the trickle-down effect to high school.
James Miles back in there, number 3. He's to one side, Union to the other side of DJ Stevenson. Ground level look with 5:13 to go in the half. The fake to Miles does take the handoff. Miles is tracked and dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Good job by MacArthur for spreading that one out. Miles ran a long way to come up with nothing.
No gain at all. Tigers have 2 timeouts to work with. 2nd and 10. Cards going to bring on Lazo Reyes as a linebacker, the sophomore, number 34. On 2nd and 10, trailing 10-7. Nice look at the offense and how the defense will react on this running play. Union straight ahead, does not get to the 45, is shoved back at the 46. It'll be 3rd down. Paul Williams now on. And Steptoe as a defensive end.
John,
3rd and 8.
The only completion by DJ was that little underarm toss when he was in trouble back in the first quarter. That's been his only completed pass. So I guess it's his turn now to step up like his counterpart did on that last series.
Bonilla comes out, number 61, at the nose guard spot. 3rd and 8. In motion is Cabello, and
timeout.
There's a second timeout taken by the Tigers, so they have 1 left with 3:38 to go in the first half. A nice, tidy, tight 10-7 game here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium. In a couple of weeks, the Cardinals will close out the season with a game you'll see on ICTN against the Nimitz Vikings.
We knew coming in, John, that both of these teams had struggled offensively, and the key was going to be which team would come out with consistent play, or what happens a lot of times is when you have two teams that really struggle offensively, you just look for one big play. One or two big plays can make the difference in this game offensively on a cold October night.
Tigers have wins this year over Fort Worth Pascal and the 14-7 game you saw over Nimitz on ICTN. 3rd and 8 at the 46 of MacArthur. And Stevenson on 3rd down is being hounded, throws, it is caught at the 28-yard line all the way down to the 26 is Miles on 3rd and 8. Tigers able to collect a first down.
About a 23-yard hookup to the running back. And what did I say about those big plays? At first, it looked like he wanted to go down the middle, and then he looked off that receiver and went over in the flat and had Miles just taking off down the sideline and found him open.
Well, that could be a killer for the Card defense. They allow Irving to pick up the long first down at the 25. Miles straight ahead, breaks a tackle inside the 20, dragged down at the 18-yard line. Gain of about 7 for James Miles, who has gone over 450 yards now for the year, comes out for this play.
You know, that was his longest run since that 167-yard run he had to start the game.
That last pickup?
Yeah. Shows you how well MacArthur adjusted thereafter.
Cabello to the short side on 2nd and 3. They scrimmage at the Cardinal 18. Stevenson will hand it off, and Union cut down behind the line of scrimmage at the 24. Gerald Fly, the free safety underneath.
Well, kind of indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team will come up with a big play offensively, but they can't find consistency. And try to dive play right, tried to use Union speed, but man, that was a very nice open field tackle by Fly, the sophomore. What's that, the 3rd sophomore I think I've mentioned here in the first half that have made some pretty good tackles and good plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Lost a 5. Josh Howell, the linebacker, number 4, comes out. 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. Minute 42, clock running. Stevenson to the near side on 3rd down, loading up, fires a low ball, caught at the 9-yard line, breaking a tackle at the 5, and taking it all the way down to the 2-yard line. It's 1st and goal. That's Rodney Lawton, his 18th catch of the year.
22 yards in all. Stevenson waited. Hit him right about the knees. He broke one tackle, and now they're down to the 5, inside the 5. Only one timeout remaining, though, but plenty of time.
Rodney Lawton, they mark him down at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. And a full house backfield for DJ Stevenson. Turns, hands it off to Miles, and Miles spun around first by Kevin Singleton.
Got a flag. Procedure call against Irving.
That'll scoot it back to the 8-yard line. Still got plenty of time, minute and a half, trailing 10-7.
I think what the Tigers wanted to do was get up to the line of scrimmage as quick as they could and catch MacArthur napping. And it ended up costing them 5 yards.
Man, it's so hard to hold your ground when you have a 1st and goal. You want to get to that area first and draw the penalty. DJ Stevenson in with the play. Again, a full house backfield. 1st and goal from the 8. 9 in the box for the Cardinals. Here's a handoff to number 13, Kevin Kirkland. Kirkland to the 5. Kirkland trying to get to the pylon. Is dragged down near the goal line. He's got it. Kirkland crosses the double stripe in the 8-yard touchdown run, has given the Tigers the lead back.
That was nothing but speed, Mr. Nelson, that made the difference there. As Kirkland, number 13, turned the corner and gives his Tigers the lead.
It comes with 1:22 left in the first half. Here's the PAT. It is up, and it is perfect.
That took 5 minutes off the clock, and it's just Kirkland left, and the only player there to stop him was Sanders, and the cornerback got turned around, went high with the high shoulder pad tackle, but not until Kirkland had scored. Got him right around the neck. Didn't grab any shoulder pad or anything, so they didn't call the horse collar.
They thought so on the sidelines. They all indicated touchdown, and it's a 14-10 Tiger lead with 1:22 to go in the first half. That 8-yard run capped off a short drive. No, not that short. What, 60 yards or so?
Oh, yeah, it was 62 yards.
Yeah.
10 plays, 62 yards, took 5 minutes. 2 big plays, almost vindicative of what Cardinals did on their offensive drive. They needed, that fourth down play. They needed interception. This time, Irving had a big play they needed, and they got it to Miles on a fourth down play. And then they got it, Kirkland on that long pass play.
And then Lawton.
Yeah, it was Lawton that they had got it to. On that play, a 23-yard pass to Miles and a 22-yard pass to Lawton made up the majority of that drive.
Morales hits it deep, coming out with it 2 yards deep in the end zone is Chairs. Demetrius Chairs, 20, and shoved out of bounds at the 22-yard line. 3 yards deep as Demetrius Chairs came out with it. And the Cardinals with 3 timeouts and 1:15 to play with. Good crowd, I believe, Rob, has gotten a little bit bigger since 7:30. They've got their blankets and heavy coats on across the way.
Yep, these are one of those games you show up the last minute because you don't want to get cold waiting. The stands are metal.
Ouch.
They get cold. If you don't bring your blanket to sit on it.
From the 22, trailing 14-10. Here come the Cardinals, and there's the door shut. Nothing at all, and maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah. Tough go for Lynch. Not a lot of room to run. So if you're MacArthur, are you just happy with letting the clock run out? Maybe see what happens on second down?
They'll get the ball to begin the second half. And they're letting it go here. 2nd and 11. Clock moving, 45 seconds.
If he doesn't snap it right away, I think they're waiting for the clock just to run out.
Chairs now moves over to the right, takes a handoff, takes it straight ahead, and piled up, rear-ended at the 25. Maybe the last play of the first half. Somebody lost their helmet, one of the offensive linemen who has to come off. That's number 72, Robert Oliver. His replacement is Alan Lopez, the junior.
Yeah, play clock turned off. MacArthur's turning around. They're looking at the clock. I think all parties involved are pretty happy with the 14-10 first half. And like you said, they get the ball back in the second half, and they can start over again.
Just letting it go down here in week number 8. And that will do it. It's all zeros, and the Irving Tigers will take a 14-10 lead into the locker room. That is our score at halftime on our ICTN Game of the Week. The Irving Tigers 14, the Cardinals of Mac 10.
It's halftime, and yes, that's both bands combined, both MacArthur and Irving, and on the field. It's the Cardettes and the Toy Tigers. As they do this every now and then, I like it when both drill teams get out there to perform together. So let's go down to the field for your halftime entertainment.
2018 Irving Toy Tigers were led onto the field by their officers, Junior Lieutenant Lauren Barahona, Senior Lieutenant Beth Bustos, Senior Lieutenant Cristina Ireta, First Lieutenant Karina Sanchez, and Captain Kyla Katz. The 2017-2018 Cadet Dance officers are Lieutenant Elizabeth Carmona, Lieutenant Antondra Dew, Lieutenant Jocelyn Rendon, Lieutenant Ajare Ivy, Lieutenant Juliana Gutierrez, First Lieutenant Alyssa Sanchez, and Captain Kristen Killam. Toy Tiger sponsors are Beth Harris, Scott and Lavonda Driver, Kim Black, and Dugan Signs. Toy Tiger Administrator of the Week is Micah Teffer. Toy Tiger Dancer of the Week is Minnie Wynn. Toy Tiger Spirit of the Week is Destiny Mendoza. And Toy Tiger Squad of the Week is Karina's Kate Spades. Cadet Smile of the Week is Ajare Ivy. Cadet Rookies of the Week are Gianni Adams and Emily Musati. Cadet Spirit Girls of the Week are Priscilla Jaramillo, Areli Medina, and Alyssa Sanchez. Cadets of the Week is Abril Hortolano. And Cadet Teachers of the Week are Mr. Orlando Flores, Coach Mack, and Coach Mullins. The Cadets are under the direction of Miss Stephanie Rowe, and the Toy Tigers are under the direction of Miss Tasha Franklin and Miss Luisa Lugo. And now, in the spirit of friendship and sportsmanship, the two drill teams will join together to perform their traditional kick routine to the Magnificent Seven.
All right, fun times. The Toy Tigers and the Cardettes working together And that was your halftime highlight. How about some highlights of this ball game? Well, it starts out with Mr. Miles taking it to the house on the very first play from scrimmage. 67 yards in all. No one can stop him. Irving strikes first. They're on top. Oh, a little trickery. The Tigers try to throw back to the quarterback, and he gets picked off by Blake Burris. And this time the Cardinals do what they can to take advantage of it. And they hand off to the left side, and it's the speedy Jalen Hall, number 23. Got a couple of carries in that series and hadn't done a lot since, but boy, he did it when it took it, and he took it to the house. And now back the other way. Here come the Tigers. And a nice pass. They kind of answer the call. I mean, Miles that time did a really good job coming out of the backfield. And then it's Kevin Kirkland. He gets clotheslined at the goal line, but hangs on to the football and gets it across the goal line for the touchdown, and the Tigers answer the call. Just well done offensively after falling behind. The statistics, not a lot of offense. You saw the highlights. I mean, those were basically the big plays of the first half. Tigers just 3 out of 7, had an interception. Rushing yards, of course, that big long run, you know, that's 67 out of 104 of those. Tigers did turn it over twice, the Cardinals once. Penalties, relatively not too bad. A bunch of 5-yard penalties for the most part. 1 horse collar, and that was it. So that is the stats at the half and the highlights. Now let's go back down to the field, and it's time for the Irving Tiger Band to showcase their talents.
The Tiger Band is under the direction of Ross Grant and John Cornish. Color Guard is under the direction of Austin Horton. Percussion Director is Nathan Hawk.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field for your halftime entertainment, the mighty Cardinal Marching Band. This evening, the mighty Cardinal Band will be performing their 2007 UIL contest production entitled Out of This World. The program includes Rocket Man by Elton John, Space Oddity by David Bowie, Short Ride in a Fast Machine by John Adams, All Systems Go, the launch from Apollo 13 by James Horner, and A Zillion Nickels by Sam Hazo. Soloists include Brian Taffrin on trombone, Ruth Kim on alto sax, and Bailey Muir on flute.
Now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Roger, 0G, and I shall find capsule is turning around.
Jacob Worrell. MacArthur band directors are Darren Duff. Marchers of the week are Elsie Sid and Mariana Gomez. Rookie marchers of the week are Isaac Luamba and Cindy Posada. Drumline member of the week is Nathaniel Harris. Color guard member of the week is Katie Hernandez. Leaders of the week are William Guzman and Tiffany Perez. Let's hear it one more time.
MacArthur Cardinal Band putting on a show at halftime. Team's not bad either. It's competitive, 14-10. We'll come back with a second half kickoff in a moment.
Rob Willman, John Nelson back at joined Ralph Ellis Stadium. Should be an entertaining second half. Irving with a 14-10 lead. They have to kick off to the Cardinals, who will go into the wind this third quarter. Luis Morales. And the Tigers set to begin the second half. 3 men back deep. There you see them for the Cards. Number 9, Demetrius Chairs in the middle. And we'll see how Morales approaches his kickoff. See if he tries to hammer it deep. And he does. And will come out to the, oh, he's coming out with it 8 yards deep. 5-10 going sideways. That's Josh Howell. And Howell breaks a tackle, dragged down at the 11. 8 yards deep, came out with it. And that's where the Cardinals begin the second half.
Not going to be a happy special teams coach after that move. I mean, it was not like it was 2 yards deep. It was a good 6-7 yards deep in the end zone.
So here come the Cardinals. Came in averaging 9 points a game, trailing 14-10. The Tigers have not won 2 games in a row over Mac since 2000 and 2001. See if they can hold them off. Kenneth Peoples in the backfield, Brian Lopez. Peoples comes a step closer and takes a handoff. Peoples crashes over the right side and gains all of a yard. Number 7, Tingland underneath for the Tigers.
Front four has really done a good job for Irving.
Yeah, they have. Also Hopkins up front, 53. Played well. 14-10, Irving on top. It is second down and 9 for the Cardinals. Overall at 1-6. They lead the series by just a game, 26-25.
Oh, Tingland almost blew that one up in the backfield, didn't he?
To the 13-yard line, able to just get the handoff.
I mean, Ibarra made the tackle, but watch number 7 to the right of your screen, goes right past the center and the guard and almost disrupts that play.
Second down and a long 8. Or third down, rather. Third and needing close to 8 as Peoples shifts over to the right. Lopez looking, has time, flush from the pocket, throws on the run, and caught and dropped at the 37. Intended for Tyson Harden. And the Cards will have to punt it into the wind here on fourth down.
Well, Tyson did a good job coming back to the football. He just couldn't make the catch. That had been a first down and become a dangerous pass by Lopez. Watch right of your screen. Coming back to the ball, that's what you're supposed to do. Goodness, oh, right in the hands.
He'll punt to Anthony Union. Harden at the goal line. Not much of a rush. Hits at the 33. Union scoops it up at the 43. Breaks a tackle, twists it down, and pulled all the way back to the 42-yard line.
But good field position for the Tigers to open up play here in the second half.
Tigers in the first 24 minutes had 7 possessions. Cardinals had it 6 times. Spotted a yard further back at the 43. So the first possession for the Tigers here in the second half. DJ Stevenson, James Miles. And the referee says, let's go, as they start the clock. Miles looking for an avenue and nothing at all. A traffic jam there on the left side.
I'd pretty much say that the Cardinals have done a good job of containing him in this ball game.
Yeah, except for the first play. I mean, they have. No gain, second and a dime. Lawton and Millen, two of the three receivers wide right, on second and 10. Stevenson will keep it on the option and goes low and has yardage to the 39-yard line.
Like the play. That's a good change-up. We haven't seen the option. Got Darvish out in the open field.
4-yard pickup. But did he give up the long one?
He gave up the long ball.
To the short side, Damian Millen, number 17, on third and needing about 6. Here comes the rush. Got the handoff to Miles. Miles, 30, goes outside 25-20. Miles inside the 10-yard line, ushered out of bounds at about the 8. Miles scampers 21 yards and has it first and goal.
Just a base handoff left side. Everyone had kind of pinched him into middle, and then once he broke outside here to our near side, got in the open field, he was able to display his speed, John, and that's what makes him dangerous.
He's piling up the yards. First and goal, Tigers at the 9. First possession of the second half. Stevenson will give it to Miles, trying to get to the edge, and Miles met by Akihari, number 1, on the outside.
Also good pursuit by Bonilla, 61, the defensive tackle.
Loss of 3.
Almost looked like that same play.
Almost a mirror image of it. Part of the 200-member marching machine here at Mac. Nice halftime performance by both bands. Second and goal. Millen and Cabello wide lefts. Now the tight end Micah Brooks on the left side, unbalanced line. Stevenson empties the backfield, throws to number 11. He goes down to the 8-yard line. That's Rodney Lawton. Bring up third and goal. Lawton right there with Micah Brooks, number 10.
Like the play. I mean, we're seeing different things here in the second half, John. Different formations, different plays out of those formations.
Some misdirection plays, probably more to come. Miles now to the right of Stevenson on third and goal. Looking end zone, has it loaded, throws and skips one at the 2-yard line, intended for Rodney Lawton. It'll be fourth down.
Lawton was out there, Millen was out there, both in the passing lanes. And I think he was just waiting for one of the two to get some separation to throw to. He was trying to buy as much time as he had, but ran out of time and real estate.
Adrian Contreras out of the hole of Damian Millen. This will be a 23-yard field goal attempt, angled to the right. It is up and it is good from 23 yards out. Adrian Contreras makes it a 17-10 Tiger lead.
Well, they made the most of pinning MacArthur back on their first series and then getting really good field position. MacArthur drive off, being deep inside MacArthur's into the field, and you know, they just needed a couple of big plays to key it off. And you know, we haven't seen tonight a really substantial drive by either team. They've all needed a big play or two to catapult them either into the end zone or to put 3 points on the board.
The Tigers, Rob, made the most of that short field, started at the Cardinal 43 and able to come away with 3 points, and the lead now at 7.
Take a look at Coach Mullins there on the sideline. A reminder, you can watch all these games from ICTN on YouTube. There's the address. Mullins' second year is at Frisco Centennial. Also at Naaman Forest. Frisco for a few years. 27 years in the Garland ISD. He's coached a few games in his life.
Knows the area, no question. So the lead at 17-10, and Luis Morales, who handles the kickoffs, set to do it again. And again, middle deep is Demetrius Chairs, flanked by Josh Howell. And to his right, number 19, Charles Sherman, a senior. Week 8. DeSoto, the Eagles, state ranked number 4. The other area team, of course, Allen, remains number 1 in the state in Class 6A. And the Duncanville Panthers this week check in at number 10. So Morales hammers another deep one, and Chairs going to take a knee, and this will come out to the 25, and good decision all around.
Yeah, he probably got a talking to. Special team coaches made sure that they took a knee and get the ball out at the 25.
Temperatures drop, but the Spirits haven't. I mean, this is a great city rival. That's the 52nd meeting all time.
It amazes me how few shutouts there have been. Looking back since 1990, only about 3.
There have been some overtime games as well along the way. Lopez throws off the back foot and has a man at the 45-yard line. No catch. It was short hop to Nuama, number 10.
Yeah, good call. You know, that's where the extra official comes in.
He was right there.
Yeah, they have 2 extra ones that are further down the sideline on each side, and that way you can get both the side judge and the field judge. They can both just turn around and compare notes.
Corinne Lynch, number 26, there he is, sideline view alongside his senior quarterback Brian Lopez. They face a 2nd and 10 from the 25. And this is Lynch. Lynch hit once, is sideswiped and goes down at the line of scrimmage. Not much of a gain at all.
Wrapped up by the other DJ Stevenson. This one, the defensive version, wearing number 9.
Jacob Reyes on number 12.
How ironic, 2 DJ Stevensons on the team, both seniors.
And both starters.
Yeah, at least one plays on the defensive side and the other's the offensive.
3rd and a long 9 just across the 25. Lopez drops back, has to scamper, is yanked down at the 23.
Not a lot of room to run as Jordan Frost, number 28, got his hand on his jersey, was able to pull him down. Watch Frost, number 28, left side of your screen. Gets across, beats the offensive tackle, Christopher Wells, number 64, and was able to get a hand on the quarterback.
For Mac, this will be their 5th punt of the night. Back deep, Anthony Union. As Tyson Harden awaits the deep snap. Here it is, has to get it off in a hurry. The wind knocks it down at the 43, takes a bounce sideways and goes out of bounds. And again, Rob, the Cards will have a short field.
Well, every time tonight Harden is rushed, he gets about 1 step and goes, and like you said, against the wind, not a brutally stiff breeze, but a breeze nonetheless, and second time these Tigers have great field position to start the ball game.
Started at the 43, now the 41. Gophers and the Tigers next week. District 7 6A and homecoming for the Tigers. a late homecoming this year. Week number 9 from the 41. Union caught behind the line and dropped at the 42. Kenneth Singleton underneath. Loss of 1.
Dive play left. There's our man Singleton again.
Leading 17-10. Irving came in averaging just 11 points a contest. The Cardinal defense came in giving up 34. Trey Austin is a wing back to the right. Miles burrows straight ahead and has yardage to the 39. Hit by Daniel Henderson Silva. They'll need about 8 yards here on 3rd down. And he'll come out and give way to Paul Williams.
You have to go back to 2000, 2001 when Irving won back-to-back games. And really back 92 to 95, they had a 4-game winning streak.
Solomon Neal wide left, over the middle, caught and dropped by Miles at the 20. Tried to run before he had it.
Yeah, that was a touchdown.
James Miles had 6 in mind, but it'll bring up 4th down.
Plenty of time. Put it right on the money. No one around him. Just a concentration issue. Hey, Miles knows it. And Irving apparently, they're going to punt this, or they're going to try to go for 3. I think they're going to punt.
Yeah, Morales comes on. Well, the drive started at the 41. It ends at the 39.
He's only 10 yards back.
Yeah,
you notice?
They need 8. They need to get in timeout. They need to get to the 32. Let's delay a game, so there's a little bit more room.
They have everybody out there?
Tigers?
Yeah, I'm just making sure they have 11.
Yeah.
Something didn't seem right.
They got them all out there. They're bunched up pretty tight.
They are, and Morales again just, well, he takes another step back, but here go the Tigers again, that overload left, because he's going to run to his left to kick.
Feliciano and Sherman back deep. On 4th down, as you said, he does run and kick on the run. There's Sherman watches it go over his shoulder and over the double stripe. And will come out to the 20.
Irving Tigers this year in 2017 started off with a win against Pascal. Ran into some trouble against Lynch, Little Elm, of course, Duncanville. Defeated Nimitz, the game we had here on ICTN. And then back-to-back shutouts against the Warriors and the Eagles.
Tough district, and 2 of those teams in the top 10 in the state. Have a man down for the Tigers at the 40-yard line. That's going to be that's Quintanilla, the tight end on offense, Miguel Quintanilla.
Don't know if he just got the wind knocked out of him or not. Every now and then we do some updates on players that we've seen on ICTN throughout the years. One of those, Arlis Henderson, the former Cardinal running back, starting to find his stride for Illinois State. Running back is 4th on the team in yards gained. He's 12 carries, average about 9 yards a touch. Caught about 5 passes. He plays for a team, the Redbirds. They play in the Missouri Valley Conference and are tied for 2nd at this point in time with a record of 3-1 in conference play.
All right, 1st and 10 Cards. They scrimmage from their own 20, trailing 17-10. Lopez, deep ball middle, trying to get it to Harden. Makes the catch and drops it at the 45. That would have gotten him out of jail and then some, but Harden couldn't reel it in.
Everybody has the dropsies here in the second half.
And he'll now go over to the right side. That means that Number 9, Chairs, will go to the left on 2nd and 10.
Like the call.
Man, that's a great call. Jalen Hall, the running back, scored on a 17-yard run in the first half. And here is Hall. No, here's Lopez after a nice fake to Hall, and Lopez carries it out to the 35. A 15-yard run on 2nd down. A nice fake to Hall, and then Lopez paid for it but got the first down.
Yeah, everyone had keyed on Hall, especially since he did so well the last time he touched the football. Right here, just takes it right out. You saw Tingland grab him, and then Lopez 15 yards on the carry.
Jackhammer to the turf from the 35. And a fresh set of downs, and here comes the official on the near side, and the Cardinals had the play clock down to 7 and will take their first time out of the second half.
Well, Jacob Reyes came on late, and when he did, you had to give time for the defensive guys if they wanted to make a change, and by that time it was. Talk about where some of the players are now. Let's talk about some former Lady Cardinals and Baylor Bear teammates. They faced off in the WNBA Finals earlier this month. LA Sparks at Odyssey Sims, Minnesota Lynx, Alexis Jones. They met in the final round. Jones's Lynx came out the victor in the 5-game series to claim their 4th title in the last 67 years. Sims and Jones were teammates for Baylor and also Lady Cardinal teammates. So that's kind of cool to see those two continuing their play.
Nice season for both from the 35. 1st and 10 Cardinals. This is Hall. Tough running over the right side and dropped after a gain of 1. Fast moving third quarter here under almost a full moon. You can see it's suspended in the eastern sky, close to Halloween. On 2nd and needing 9, here's Lopez, short side down the rail and overshoots his receiver intended for Demetrius Chairs near midfield. That stops the clock and brings up 3rd and long. Harden now joined by Jose Feliciano. And they'll pull Chairs, move Chairs wide left now. 3 receivers to the near side. 3rd and 9. Jalen Hall with Lopez on 3rd down. Swings it out. Here's a throwback screen. Nuwama. And tough going on this series. Can't get it going, and facing their 3rd consecutive punt here.
Lopez threw it just a little low, but every time he goes back to throw, he's got some pressure. I think the wideouts have got to come up and make a catch if you're a Cardinal fan.
They had Hall in the right flat, but they thought that Nuwama had the better pass pattern, but as it is, brings up 4th down. Harden has to hurry. And Union gets away from it and down at the 41-yard line by Blake Burris, and that is where the Tigers have it for the 3rd time here in the quarter. They start from their own 4-1.
And when that's their worst field position of the second half, you got to feel pretty good.
Got a 23-yard field goal here earlier this period to make it a 17-10 game.
You know, the way the offenses have struggled a little bit, you would think if Irving scored another touchdown, how difficult that would be for MacArthur to come back.
Well, they haven't gone to Solomon Neal, number 82 tonight. He's averaging 17 yards a catch. As Stevenson runs, here's the option toss to Miles, and Miles can't break away, and now just has to try to get back to the line of scrimmage and loses a couple of yards. It was a late pitch, and they were all over Miles.
Hey, he's fortunate enough just to get back almost to the line of scrimmage. He's like, whoa. Steptoe had the clear shot at him.
Should have wrapped him up.
Yeah, and then even Singleton, their best tackler, grabbed some air.
Or Troy said he whiffed.
He whiffed. And the whiff.
2nd and a dozen. They're going to send Micah Brooks wide right. Stevenson running. He will keep it, trying to get to the sideline, and is roughed up out of bounds, or more or less kind of lost his footing as soon as he got to the sideline. Looked like a hard tackle, but it was more on Stevenson as he kind of lost his balance. They gave him the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 7.
You know, when the quarterback is trying to find someone open like that and he's being forced from the pocket, the receivers have got to come back toward him.
Yeah, you just don't want to block in the back. I mean, you want to make it a pretty good legal block. A lot of times you see a push in the back or a block in the back. Here's Miles, rides it over the left side, and Miles carries it out to the 47. He'll be 4 yards short. And decision time here for the Tigers.
Punt, punt, punt.
And here comes the punt team on 4th down. 2:20 to go here in the 3rd. Same duo back deep, Feliciano and Sherman.
Last time Morales just missed the goal line. A little further back this time. He might get a little closer to pinning him in.
From their own 47, they drop back and motion as they'll scoot back 5 more yards.
Yep, that was Avery. Moving before the snap.
Yeah, draw back a little bit too early. So Feliciano will scoot up about 5 more yards. He's kicking with the wind. Luis Morales, the senior. Another hard count. It's at the 21. Picked up at the 14-yard line. Sherman trying to make a miss, and he does. Sherman cut down at the 34.
That's Avery. Nice open field tackle. But a nice run by Sherman.
And a flag dropped at about the 30.
It's usually against the team, special team trying to score offensively. The return team will always get 9 times out of 10 unless it's a face mask. It'll be a hold or illegal block.
Illegal block in the back. On the return. 10 yards. Spot of the foul. 1st and 10.
All right, from the spot of the foul, that's where they'll mark off the penalty yardage.
Let's watch the replay. Just to the right, oh, right there, right of your screen, you can see the block straight in the back. It's against Mac Lazo Rios.
That'll place it at the 18-yard line. Well, they started from the 20, had to punt their last possession. They begin from the 18, going into the wind with 1:34 to go here in the 3rd. 17-10, Irving on top. Mac leads the all-time series 26-25. They have won 4 of the last 6 in this long series, but pinned back deep at their own 18. Short side to the right. Here's the reverse. Noama out of bounds, or I beg your pardon, that's Feliciano. Feliciano, number 80, out of bounds, shoved hard at that point at the 19-yard line. All of that for a yard pickup. Sophomore, well, they're going to spot at the 18, no gain. Didn't give him a yard. 2nd and 10. Karen Lynch. Now the running back. On 2nd and 10, Lopez drops back, flush from the pocket, and dropped at the 13. Loss of 5.
Jordan Frost coming on that weak side again.
He'll be back next year, one of 17 juniors.
Bottom left of your screen. Watch, he beats the left tackle on a quick move, and down he goes.
3rd and long from the 13-yard line. 3rd and 15 for the Cards. Under a minute to go. Lopez at the 5, throws, caught in traffic, 15, 20, 25, first down, 35. Crossing the 40 is Harden. On 3rd and 15, they pick up a ton.
Well, he gets the big play. Harden, 25 yards. And the first down. It just seemed like you thought you had him. A nice screen. Look, he's got 3 guys out there. And then he finds the edge before he's run out of bounds, but not until he picks up 25 yards and a first down.
From the 40, 1st and 10, MacArthur. Came in averaging 196 yards of offense to the 41. And a yard pickup for Karen Lynch. Trying to get another playoff here. Jacob Reyes in as a wideout, number 12.
Shoot, if I'm MacArthur, I know you need the plays, but you're going to have the wind to your back after this. You might as well just let the clock run down, flip sides. You have the wind. You're going in the other direction, and you're only down by 7. I think MacArthur should feel very fortunate, considering all the field position.
They're reading your mind. It's exactly what they're going to do. Is that'll take us to the 4th quarter. 3 down, 1 to go. As we head to the 4th quarter, our score: Irving 17, MacArthur 10 on the ICTN Game of the Week. As we head to the 4th quarter, John Nelson along with Rob Willman here. Second down and 9 for the Cardinals. They have it at their own 40-yard line. Sideline right, open field left for Brian Lopez. Runs to the left, throws on the run, and overshoots Feliciano at midfield. A little bit too tall for the little receiver. All of 5'7" and 130.
Yeah, but he is by far the quickest guy out there offensively for MacArthur. And the guy can move. Jittery. Your target's not quite as tall, but he seems to find the open spot every time.
Nuama in for Reyes as a receiver on 3rd and 9, just across the 40-yard line. They're throwing warm towels into the crowd. Lopez crowded out, throws, and caught up high at the 39. What a catch by Joseph Nuama.
Hold everything. Offside. Oh, offside's Irving, so that should count. 22-yard completion.
Lopez surrounded, able to get the pass off, and Nuama climbed the ladder and able to bring it in. Three yards on the pass and run.
Plenty of time. Sets it up there for him to bring it in. First catch of the night for Nuama.
About a running play here on 1st down. All they're going to throw. Lopez has to vamp. Penalty marker dropped. Fires, caught at the 20-yard line, but a penalty flag dropped. Got a hold on the offense.
Replay, 1st down.
So that comes back, wipes out a 17-yard gain.
Second 10-yard penalty against MacArthur here in the second half. That one pretty costly because they had picked up another 1st down and had creeped pretty close to the red zone. And with yardage hard to come by, those could be drive killers.
That'll place it at the 47. They need to get all the way down to the 28.
Well, for MacArthur, it at least happened on first down.
Yeah, that's true. First and 20, Corinne Lynch is a setback alongside of Lopez. On first and long. And here is Lynch. Lynch inside the 40 and has it all the way down to the 36. Nice gain of 11.
Yeah, picked all that up plus one. Just on one play.
6 foot, 195 pound sophomore.
It's been tough for him tonight between the tackles, but followed his blocks nicely right up the middle. Plenty of room.
Trailing 17-10. They have it at the Tiger 37. Final check to the sidelines. Cardinals have 2 timeouts here to play with. Pump fake. Lopez, right side, looking for Harden. And there is Harden, caught, touchdown, Cards. 37 yards.
Boy, that was designed well. And a beautiful pass by Lopez. Man, he just put just enough under it. Harden ran right under it, and it's a lot of misdirection. You know, he had a little pump fake, froze the defenders, and Harden ran right past the secondary.
Lopez's 4th touchdown pass of the year. Harden's 2nd touchdown grab. It is 17-16. And the all-important extra point by Yeverino. Spotted by Feliciano. It is up, it is good, and we start over with 10:14 to go in the 4th at 17 apiece.
Well, in a night of big plays, none bigger than this one, as Lopez finds Harden with the secondary in his rear view mirror. And watch, it's the pump fake there. They got him to bite. The lineman gave him enough time. And Harden is there, makes the catch. And we're all tied.
Oh, he had reservations for 6. Tyson Harden able to hold on to it. And a 17-17 tie. Last drive.
Lopez only his 6th completion. But boy, the ones he has picked up tonight, 90% of those have been for big plays. And Harden, who, let's be honest, has dropped a couple. Looked that one in, and his team is knotted up at 17. And shoot, with 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, we could see a couple of more scores before it's over. You don't know how this thing's going to fall out once we're done.
After 3 consecutive punts, the Cards drive 82 yards in a new contest. And a shot in the arm, little bounce to the step here for the Cards. Pedro Yeverino will kick off. Comes to the 14-yard line, picked up by Hernandez. Hernandez crosses a 35, crosses a 40.
And John, here they go again, at least at their own 40 to start a drive. A short kick. He goes about 2 steps straight, and the next thing you know, he's going to his right where his blockers are at. Miles, one of them, out there blocking. Also some help from Union. A couple of running backs helping the cause by blocking downfield.
Okay, their last 3 series, Rob, they started at the MAC 41, their own 41, now their own 42.
Consistency.
It is in the 40s tonight.
I see a pattern.
From the 42, 1st and 10, Tigers. Draw play. That's number 13, Kevin Kirkland. And Kirkland able to ride it out for a gain of 2. Running behind big number 76, Sam Navarez.
Well, for Irving, they don't need to panic. Just getting a kickoff and setting up past their own 40 changes everything, complexity-wise, I think, out of an offense.
Miles back in there, 2nd and 9. Miles stays in, throws a block. Stevenson has to throw it away. Had number 4 in his face, Josh Howell, trying to get it to Lawton.
Also, Kenneth Singleton, 33. He's just to the right coming in on the blitz. But, man, Stevenson took a pretty good hit to the helmet, to the turf, helmet to turf. Kind of a little whiplash, if you will. I mean, it took a lot by Stevenson just to get rid of the football and not get sacked.
Miles and Trey Austin in the backfield. Here's the screen pass to Miles, and Miles dropped at the 38.
Singleton again. Boy, he sniffed out that screen pass. Boy, when it first started, I thought that perhaps the Tigers had a really good play set up as they let the defenders come in and the offensive linemen set up, but nobody picked up Singleton. And he was able to shift his way and make the tackle. What a great play. Watch to the right. Look at him move. As soon as the ball left the arm of Stevenson, here comes Singleton.
Luis Morales in punt formation on 4th and 14. End over end. It is low. It is picked up by Feliciano. Feliciano looking for a block. 45 crosses midfield. Feliciano inside the 40 of Irving. Going to mark him down at the 37.
You know, I don't say this as a dig, but a compliment, but Feliciano, not as tall as everyone else. Next thing you know, if you're the defender, you look up, you're trying to find out where he's at. Next thing you know, he's reeled off about 25 yards and has his team in great shape. Look at this. Zip, zip. One guy. And if it wasn't for Avery, that'd have been 6 points.
1st and 10 Cards from the Irving 37. We're tied at 17. Karen Lynch with Lopez. And here is Lynch. Spins around. Able to keep the body lean. Pick up a yard. Could have easily lost 2, but able to gain 1.
After 3 turnovers in the first half by both teams combined, yet to see one here in the second with only 8 minutes left in the game.
Tigers won this game last year 27-21. Under 8 minutes to play. 2nd down and needing 9. Lopez fires and through the hands of Demetrius Chairs at the 25.
Do you think Chairs looked up maybe just to see what was in front of him?
Well, Union was there, and I believe Kirkland as well. Shaking his head.
There were 2 guys defensively. Like you said, Union, one of them. Like he had a target on his back, and that's part of the game when you go in the middle like that.
Big play here, 3rd and 9. Deep in Irving territory from the 36. Lopez to the near side. It is a high ball and pulled down by Chairs. Breaks a tackle. Demetrius Chairs slammed down at the 21 on a 1st down.
Boy, he made up for it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Chairs, the junior, and the 1st down for the Cardinals.
Give him 15 on the play, and the spin move after the catch provides extra yards there.
Jumped around jumper.
And now all of a sudden new life for Lopez and company as they begin to move the ball throwing.
From the 21-yard line. 6 down linemen for the Tigers on 1st down. Here is the keeper by the quarterback who runs Number 11, Brian Lopez, able to hold on to it and pick up another first down.
You know, he got a really good block by his running back that helped him spring the edge. And because they've been able to pass so well, that opened up the running for him. Watch Lynch, 26. He's leading the charge. Takes a while to develop, but there's Lynch with the block right there that's able to Lopez to gain extra yards.
It's spotted at the 10-yard line. It is 1st and goal. Lopez with a fade. It is intercepted and dropped. Intended for Harden. And right there was Kirkland.
Not enough separation between Kirkland and Harden that time. He just tries a little fade. And you see right there, it looks like he's got room, but look, the safety comes across. And when Kirkland comes across, all things change. Could have been picked.
Nice defensive bat down. 2nd and goal. Lopez will keep it. And able to slide for about a half a yard. There's a late punch. And it'll be half the distance.
Well, they baited Hopkins. And Hopkins is going to come sit down, and Kirkland's going to go back in. And, you know, your emotions get the best of you. Bellatori is going to make this a coaching moment. Don't know if he's been tossed or not, but that's going to be a personal foul against Irving.
He's taking his helmet off, comes to the sideline.
Let's see what happens here. He gets pushed here just a little bit, and then he, and you know, the MacArthur guy, he did a pretty good job of selling it as well.
But he's got the face mask. Robert Oliver hit him right in the face mask. And bloody knuckles for Hopkins.
Wait for the call. So it's usually a 15-yarder, but they can only go 5 since it's half the distance to the goal.
53 has disqualified himself with 1st and goal.
But this really sets up MacArthur in great shape. So yes, indeed, Hopkins will have to set the rest of this one out, and that's tough for Irving. That interior front 4 has been really dominating, and Hopkins part of the reason why.
2nd and goal from the 5. The fake to Lynch. Lopez looking for a crevice, any kind of a crease, and that collapses and loses 4 yards. Nothing there, and had to eat it.
Well, I think the mindset maybe of MacArthur was, hey, the edges have been pretty good to us. And Lopez has really found some running room here in the 4th quarter. For MacArthur, the key is just not to turn it over. I mean, you're close enough to kick a field goal to take the lead if you can't find the end zone.
Jalen Hall back in there, number 23. 3rd and goal. Here is Lopez. Scrambles, keeps it, throws at the last minute, trying to get to Feliciano. May have crossed the line of scrimmage. I believe he did when he unloaded.
Well, a flag is thrown, and Irving thought it was against them. But it's like he said, he might have gone past the line of scrimmage. Let's see what tonight's official says.
Illegal forward pass on the offense. That's a spot foul. Loss of down.
Loss of down.
3rd down.
So now we're 3rd down. Pushes them back, what, 5 more yards?
Just, almost to the 15-yard line. Just inside the 15.
Now that's right about the place that MacArthur kicked a field goal in the first half. So remember what I said about not shooting yourself in the foot and getting yourself out of field goal range, either turning it over or getting pushed back because of a penalty or a loss of yardage. So they got to keep this in check and not lose any yards if they want to try a field goal here.
Jalen Hall and had plenty of time, and
Irving calls time.
Timeout taken by the Tigers. That is their first. So each team now with 2 left on a big 3rd and goal just inside the 15-yard line for the Cardinals. Again, Mac coming off a loss to Grand Prairie last week, 20-12.
Well, Irving has turned out some really great running backs in their day. None other than Tyson Thompson, who had the all-time single-game rushing record until last week. McKinney's Matt Gradek broke the single record, which Tyson Thompson had. Gradek carried 4 times for 599 yards. Thompson carried it 33 times for 525 yards and scored 6 times against L.D. Bell back in 1998. I remember, I believe they even showed some highlights on Monday Night Football when he played for the Cowboys for a short time. They showed some of the highlights of his performance in a single game rushing, and they always say these records are made to be broken. Took a while, but it happened.
Over 5,000 yards, 3rd and goal from the 15 for the Cards. Lopez, pump fake, looking for Nwama and knocked down at the goal line. Number 30, Carlos Avery. That one intended for Joseph Nwama, number 10.
Nwama had to play defensive back. That was the turnover Irving was hoping to get, and it was underthrown, and Nwama had to try to throw down the defender and separate Avery from the ball, and that's what happened.
All right, this for the lead from 32 yards out. Pedro Everino. Just straight down the middle. The holder is Feliciano. From 32 yards out, and for the lead. Up, has the distance and has the accuracy from 32. And the Cardinals lead at 20-17.
Got a pretty good leg on him. I think that could have gone for another 10 easy. Well, if MacArthur ends up holding on and winning this game, I'm going to circle that last play that won't show up in the scorecard. No one will really talk about it. No, that very last play where Nwama was able to keep Avery from intercepting the pass. You know, that's not going to be in the headlines. There's not a stat for that. But that was important.
Able to give his kicker a chance for the lead, and he converts. 20-17. And for the moment, Cardinals have the lead. 5:35 to play. Tigers have 2 timeouts. They have to go into the wind, which has really subsided here in the 4th quarter.
MacArthur trying to break a 6-game losing streak. Started the season with a 14-3 win over Garland, and then has lost 6 straight. They were close against the Gophers, losing 20-12. But every game thereafter, a pretty tough pill to swallow.
Cardinals have to contain their enthusiasm, not make a mistake here, play it out. Here's the kickoff, caught at the 29-yard line by Avery. Avery goes sideways and picks up 1 block. Avery crosses a 40, and Avery pile up out of bounds near the 45.
Again, that magic window of where they start between their own 40 and midfield every time.
Wait till they sort it out and get the proper mark here. One has it at the 44, the other has it at the 46. Their 5th possession here of the second half. They've got 5:27 to work with. Still haven't spotted it.
Maybe the 44 when everything's said and done. The thing about Irving is just not panic. 5 minutes, 5.5, a lot of time. Still have 2 of your timeouts. Clock stops at every first down, so.
At the 44, that's where they spot it. Miles, and drops it. Little swing pass. Stevenson to Miles, and Miles unable to hold on to it. 2nd and 10.
Don't know if he saw that or not. Like it bounced off his helmet.
Not a trick or treat. I mean, that was
might have got lost in the lights.
2nd and 10 from the 44. Neal, one of the two receivers, wide left, guarded by Charles Sherman, number 19. Rolling to the left is Stevenson, looking for number 12, and some contact, no flag. Nice play defensively by Gerald Fly, intended for Angel Cabello. It'll be 3rd. Well, we got a flag. Didn't pick it up.
Here's the replay, just a little bit too far.
Holding.
Irving
On
moving
the
backwards.
10 yards.
Offensive holding
Replay,
on the
2nd down.
Tigers. So from the spot, that'll push it inside the 35.
Comes at a bad time after the incomplete pass and the fact that they've got to go all the way to the 46 of MacArthur for the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the Tiger 34. 2nd and a mile. 5:17 to play. Draw play to Miles. Miles up the middle, 40, and draws a crowd at the 43.
Did you say 2nd down and miles?
Well, he got half of it. Under 5 minutes. Cards clinging to a 3-point lead. Mac trying to win the 27th game in this series. Cabello will slot back to the right. On 3rd and needing 10. Stevenson fires, caught, dropped, out of bounds.
I think it's a catch and a fumble.
Number 12 on the receiving end, Cabello. It is a catch at the 49. But where did it go out of bounds? They're going to bring on some help in the secondary. The Cardinals are.
Let's see. Well, it went out of bounds if they...
49.
Yeah. And that's where they're going to mark it. So they didn't ask us, but that was a good call.
All right, restart the clock. Officially at the 49. They need to get to the 46. They need 4 yards on 4th down. And they're bunched up tight. On 4th down, Stevenson looking, scrambles, and is out of bounds when he threw it. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 37. Boy, they bunched up tight, rolling out to the near side, trying to spring a receiver or 3.
Well, there's no separation by the receivers. Look, he can't go in the middle. And then once he starts going to the outside, there's no help. There's no one to throw to. It looked like maybe he's trying to hit jumper, number 29, who broke from the backfield. If we can look at that again, even from the end zone, I want you to show where he really had no one to throw it to. And he's lefty. He goes to his left, and there's no one in the area. No one. Watch jumper. There he is, 29. See him to the right of your screen. Now he's out of the screen. Do you see anybody? I see green field. There's no one there.
Threw it out of bounds when he was out of bounds. From the 37. 1st and 10, up the middle.
Fumble.
And a fumble that's loose, and the Tigers pick it up.
Tiglin.
Jordan Tinglin has recovered the Cardinal fumble at the 37.
Oh, my. Just a basic handoff. They try to give it to the number 23 Hall, and boy, he was popped good, didn't he? Number 8, Nathan Hawkins, knocked it out. Tinglin's there, and man, just in a blink of an eye, momentum has shifted.
So it goes back to Irving with 3:54 to play and still 2 timeouts. New life for the Tigers. Was that the 5th turnover tonight total, I believe?
I got it for just the 4th. First turnover in the second half that I can recall.
From the 37. See how the Tigers bounce back here. Miles and Austin in the backfield. They stay in the block for Stevenson, going deep. Right side. It is one-on-one. It is caught. That's Solomon. First time they have gone to Solomon Neal, averaging 17 yards a catch.
About a 25-yarder.
He was due.
Wasn't he, though?
Sophomore receiver, 1st and 10 at the 35. Micah Brooks to the short side.
That was nothing but a jump ball.
From the 35. Miles skips, jump cut, breaks 1 tackle. Miles inside the 30, 25, 20. Miles may take it all the way and does. 35 yards to the promised land.
Man. It's just like he had another speed. It's like, where has that been?
And you can hear the air let out on the Cardinal side.
158 yards tonight for Mr. Miles.
Number 31, Adrian Contreras. Trying to make it 24-20. And boots it through.
Well, that's a big extra point, John.
It is.
Now MacArthur has to score a touchdown. Scoreboard 3:22. Still plenty of time, but it's Miles. Started the game with the big run, may end the game with the big run. 1 missed tackle, and after that, the stiff arm, and his turns on the speed. Runs right past the secondary. End zone look. Dive left, can't go left. Moves right, breaks a tackle at the ankle. Stiff arm, thank you. And then just uses his speed and quickness to take it home.
His 2nd touchdown on the year, touchdown number 5, 24-20. A 63-yard drive, the final 35, covered by James Miles. And the fumble leads to points for the Tigers. But as they say, a load of time and 2 timeouts. Had the wind at your back. This back and forth contest. We thought it'd be an entertaining second half, and it has been. It was 14-10 Irving at the break.
I thought it was rather slow in the 3rd quarter, but the 4th quarter, things have really started to pick up. And like a lot of football games, what's the first thing the coach always says? Coach, what's the key to the game? Limit our turnovers. You know, we've had 5 tonight.
Hold on to that pecan.
4 tonight, yeah.
Luis Morales will kick off into a little bit of a breeze. Again, has really subsided here in the second half. Carries all the way down to the 10. Crossing the 20. Sherman. And blasted down at the 29. Charles Sherman on the kickoff return. (17-14), the Tigers led heading into this 4th quarter. Running back will be Corinne Lynch. And here's the Cardinal offense, a scrimmage from their own 29. 3:13 to play. That touchdown run by Miles came 2 minutes and 20 seconds after the field goal by Everino. So 10 points in less than 3 minutes from the 29. They show blitz. Here they come. Lopez gets rid of it to Harden. Harden and to the 35. 6 yards on the gain. Clock moving under 3 minutes.
Not a bad call.
Lopez really got hit from the backside. This time Lynch moves to his left. Couple of receivers wide to this side. That's where Lopez is looking. Has to scramble, just jumps and throws it away. Had to get rid of it, and that's because Mr. Hawkins.
Also, Stevenson, number 9, plays linebacker. Put a little pressure on the quarterback. Watch number 9 right of your screen. Nobody touched him, just blitzed right between the guard, the tackle.
Third and needing about 4. Lopez throws, post pattern, dropped at midfield. Chairs, and he's hurt. And out they come from the Cardinal sidelines to attend to number 9, Demetrius Chairs.
Boy, he might have landed wrong on that play. At first I was hoping it was just a cramp, but he's really not holding anything per se.
Well, if that's not bad enough, they now face 4th down. Could very well be the game here on this next play.
Okay, now they're holding the leg up like maybe it is a cramp. And he pops up pretty quickly, so that's good.
He'll come out. Demetrius Chairs. It'll bring up 4th down, needing about 4.
Well, there's 2:30 left. You've got 2 timeouts to go. I think you got a punt, John.
Well, they need to get to the, where do they need to get to? The
39.
39-yard line. They've got.
It's only 2 and a half yards, but I don't know. I mean, if you don't make it, again, you still have 2 of your timeouts, but you're so far back, and all Irving would have to do is get 1 touchdown. So, but looks like they're going for it.
All right, Lopez stays in, as does Corinne Lynch on 4th down at the 36. They hurry up, and a penalty flag drop on the far side. And this is an illegal substance. No, it's a motion call.
On the
illegal
offense,
procedure.
5 yards, 4th down.
Well, that
You got a punt.
got a punt
right?
now. That cost him 5 yards, and yeah, you got a punt. Here comes Harden. He'll drop back into punt formation as the Tigers have held. They get the penalty on the motion call.
Penalized 8 times for 50 yards tonight.
Anthony Union, there he is at the 34-yard line. Tyson Harden in punt formation, 2:28 to play. Nice punt, nice punt. Union gathers it in at the 30. Breaks a tackle, sheds another, and Union to the 39. So that's where the Tigers start. Their 7th possession of the second half. They lead by 4 and 2 timeouts. You like their chances?
Irving's? If they get 1 first down, I do.
James Miles, the difference so far, that 35-yard touchdown run with 3:22 to play. And here comes the O-line, and Stevenson and the rest. Miles. Well, 1 first down could do it. From the 39.
Late substitution, meaning you got to stop play and let Irving or MacArthur substitute.
It's Cabello that came in. Here's Miles. We may see a steady dive, and they shove him back. Miles shoved all the way back, but timeout taken by the Cards. This momentum going to lose a couple of yards. They're going to spot it at the 37. It's a 2-yard loss.
We'll see Irving next week against the Gophers, homecoming for the Tigers. And then we'll see MacArthur one more time, the very last game of the season, football season on ICTN. Cardinals and Nimitz.
Oh, the Irving side, they're all standing up. Got their blankets and overcoats and jackets. Everybody on their feet on the east side here.
All down by the railing, too. You notice? They all just kind of made their way down to the front row. You see the blankets?
A colorful bunch here.
Yes.
Trying to win their 3rd game of the year.
Everyone had to find out where they put them last winter.
You're right.
I got a blanket here somewhere.
Still the cleaners. 2nd and a dozen from the 37. Here come the Cards, and do they ever as they jump the gun. They shot every kind of gap. It'll cost them 5.
They've been penalized 9 times for 50 yards.
Yeah, but this is a big one here.
On the defense.
Cost them 5 yards.
Remain 2nd down.
Bring up 2nd and 7. Spotted at the 42. Big break for the Tigers right there on the penalty. 2nd down, needing 7. Got to think run here in the arsenal. If it's a pass, it's got to be one of those safety valve short possession passes, a sure thing, as they say. Miles on the run, and Miles close to a 1st down.
They gave it to him.
That may do it right there. James Miles collects the 1st down, 2:04 to play.
Dive right. Everyone pushes in. He goes outside. Drags the defender with him. Only 1 timeout left for MacArthur.
Well, for the Cardinals, it's door-to-door combat. Just try to hold them at bay here from the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Irving. Right over the center to midfield. And a gain of a yard. And the Cardinals have taken their final timeout with 1:33 to play. So the Tigers in great position to go to 2-3 in the district. Their last win came right here against the Vikings of Nimitz, a 14-7 standoff. If they hold on, it would be their 26th win in the series. Won the first game ever back in 1966. And here we are in 2017, 2nd and 9. They scrimmage from midfield. Nothing left but to hold on to it. Cardinals out of timeouts. Very colorful. They got every kind of banner you can imagine, or at least they started out. Every portion of that top fence was filled up with the banners tonight at Irving.
You don't think he'll pass, do you?
Not a chance. From the 50-yard line, it's 2nd and 9. Miles, he's eaten up. No game, but time, the ally of Irving. Minute 20 to play. No hurry to get it off. They'll take all of the, well, as much as the 30 seconds off the play clock as they can. That would take it down to about 49 seconds. Under a minute, and not a good position for the Cardinals, who had the lead, and then James Miles made it the score it is now. On On third down, a delay of game. That'll scoot them back to the 45. Rob Willman will have an interview with tonight's winning coach. City history here being made in late October. And now Stevenson with Coach De La Torre had started on some final words as we await this long delay. Referee and the umpire both meeting at the 45 of Mac. About the game clock, what are they going to do here? The referee, nope. He's ready to go as it's 3rd and 14, the victory formation for the Irving Tigers. Everybody bunched up. Miles is 5 yards behind his quarterback, who takes a snap. Stevenson takes a knee. He genuflects at the 38-yard line. And that will do it as the Irving Tigers, they try to contain themselves on the far side. Coach De La Torre motioning everybody over. He raises up both hands. We have won it, and the Irving Tigers on a James Miles 35-yard touchdown run with 3:22 to play, the difference maker. That capped off a 63-yard drive as the Irving Tigers win it by a final score of 24-20. They scored 10 points here in the second half. The Cardinals also scored 10, but Irving had the lead at 14-10. Coach De La Torre and his Irving Tigers line up in single file, as do the Cardinals. This city rivalry is now over for 2017. The Irving Tigers have evened up the all-time series at 26 wins apiece. 24-20, they win it. We're back with some game time stats, some highlights, and the interview with tonight's winning coach following this final break on ICTN. John Nelson back with Rob Willman here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium. A classic tonight as the Tigers hold off the Cardinals 24-20. Rob Willman with a very happy head coach, Aaron De La Torre.
All right, John, thank you very much. Man, what a change of events tonight. This a classic, Irving MacArthur ball game.
It's said this last year. It's just it's none of these games are not interesting. It's a fun deal. MacArthur's got a great football team. They got a lot of talent. You look at them, their numbers. They got big kids, athletic kids. I'm just really proud of the Irving Tigers for coming out and not only just winning this game, it caps off winning the city championship too.
I thought you were dead in the water. I mean, Irving had the ball. It's like 4 minutes to go, and your defense comes up with a heck of a play to get you the ball back.
Our defense has been lights out all year. If you've watched Irving High School play, we probably won't get credit for it because of our record, but our defense, in my opinion, is one of the best in the Metroplex. And I think we showed that last week when we played DeSoto, showed that when we played South Grand Prairie, too. You guys,
and I say you guys, I mean Irving High School has had a history of really good running backs. Mm-hmm. Miles tonight showed why he should be up there with some of those other guys.
He is, and for James, I can't tell you how proud I am of him. He needed a big night, and tonight was a good one for him.
You guys have put together wins, city champs again. It's 4 years in the making. Back-to-back win, over MacArthur. It's got to be good for the kids, for the whole mentality of the program.
It is. We were talking. It's the first time since 2000 that Irving has ever beat Mac 2 years in a row. That's a big deal. And I'm not taking nothing away from them, but I'm giving all the credit to our kids. We did a good job tonight. I'm just proud of them for executing, and the coaches just did an outstanding job too.
And you get to enjoy it for a short time, and then you've got homecoming next week.
We do, and it'll be another big one here. And I told our kids this week in preparation for this game, we still have an outside shot of making the playoffs. We can't lose, though. And tonight was it was a playoff-type environment all week. A lot of our kids have never been to the playoffs, so they don't know what that is. I, of course, have. So we're teaching them, we're showing them. This was the first step. We got 2 more to go.
Enjoy tonight's win, though.
Thank you very much. Go Irving.
All right. John, back up to you.
All right, Rob, appreciate it very much. 24-20 as the Tigers now go to 2-3 in district play. The Cardinals fall to 0-5. Well, it started out with a bang tonight. First play from scrimmage, James Miles takes it 67 yards. For Miles, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, able to stay in bounds at the 5 and cross the double stripe, 7-0 Irving. Lopez on the handoff to Jalen Hall. This 17-yard run gave the Cardinals the lead at 10-7 with 6:34 to go in the first half. Here's Kevin Kirkland on an 8-yard run to make it 14-10 Irving with 1:22 left before intermission. The halftime score, 14-10 Irving. In the second half, highlights aplenty. Lopez looking deep, trying to get it to Mr. Harden. He does. 37 yards over the shoulder. That tied it up at 17 apiece. And then the Yeverino 32-yard field goal for the moment gave the Cards a 20-17 lead with 5:35 to play. But this fumble up the middle gives the Irving Tigers a chance. It leads to a final winning touchdown drive of 63 yards. And guess who? James Miles, he goes 35, his second touchdown of the night. And the game winner, 24-20. That came with 3:22 to go. As the Irving Tigers win it, they go to 3-5 overall. Our final numbers, the first downs for the Irving Tigers had 9, 6 of 14 in passing, 1 pickoff, 75 yards up top, 191 on the ground. Almost 200 yards on the ground, 266 total, 2 turnovers, 9 flags for 50 yards. Cards had 8 first downs, 8 of 25 in the passing department, 1 pickoff, 123 through the air, 58 on the ground, 181 overall. They also had 2 turnovers and were also flagged 9 times. They had 55 yards in penalties, 105 yards tonight in penalties for both teams. But the Irving Tigers win it by a final score of 24-20 on this cold, blustery, late October night. Week 8 is in the books, and a big one tonight for the Irving Tigers, 24-20. Our thanks to both head coaches, everyone here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium, our award-winning ICTN production crew. Once again, our final score, the Irving Tigers 24, the Cardinals of Mac 20. For Rob Wilman, this is John Nelson saying good night from Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium.